G'day guys, Wearman here. Welcome back to the workshop. This is our final role audio podcasty doodah thing.
Which is exciting and sad at the same time.
So this was, technically this was a like an experiment to see if everybody liked the podcasty type things. And it seems to be going well. So if there's another topic you want to have a podcast on, or like a longer form audio thing on, then feel free to chuck a comment down and all that jazz. But this is going to be Strikers. Now, it's weird that Strikers ended up as the last one because there's quite a lot of the fairly iconic low-level mechs, like 3025 and stuff, and clan and early stuff. I go through the list on Master Unit list, and I just go, yeah, know that one, know that one, know that one, know that one. It's harder and harder for me to find weird stuff to look at. So, yeah, that could be fun. So, I forgot to bring Campaign Ops with me today, so I'm using the Sana version of a Striker. Strikers are generally fast, BattleMechs second only to scouts, and armed with what would be considered a loadout of heavy close-in weapons. They tend to fit between scouts and skirmishers on the combat platform spectrum because they are better armed than the former but less lightly armoured in comparison to the latter. In their strike role, they rely on their speed, running in to face the enemy units and letting loose with as much firepower as they can unleash quickly. Generally operating in lance formations with other strikers, they'll attack one designated target until it's removed as a battle-capable unit. While often costly in mechs, these bold tactics often result in significant damage to the enemy. When operating in mixed role formations, strikers are best paired with heavier units that can still keep in weapons range to provide the needed support or to take advantage of the open target the striker has provided. This affords them the relative security of speed or numbers if swarming. Movement is the striker's key advantage, taking care to utilise cover as much as possible until they have closed to short or medium range with their target. BattleMechs, ProtoMechs, and fast combat vehicles often represent the striker role.
Yeah, it's funny. I think we had a look at the Commando. And that ended up being Striker when I'm trying to look for scouts because, Lyran, so can't always have an Atlas handy for scouting. So, you got to pick something else. But because the Commando is so popular with, I thought that it was. But no, it actually came under Striker.
I was going to say there's almost a full screen of Commandos that come up as Strikers.
Striker, yeah.
It is one of the, I'd say fairly iconically built Strikers. It isn't super heavily armoured, it isn't super heavily super fast, but it's got a good solid amount of both, and it's got some really serious weapons in some of those configurations.
Yeah, that's right. Well, a 6.9 movement's still okay.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of SRMs and medium lasers.
There's a lot of damage coming in.
Really nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, well there you go. So and I do actually like the Commando. It's quite a nice mech for the weight class. It does what it's supposed to, and as a striker, it's excellent.
Yeah, another version of that same thing is the Mongoose. There's half a dozen Mongoose variants.
Yeah,
you've got
faster.
Yeah, you've got a lot of the lighter Omnis, but a lot of also the lighter second line clan mechs as well come in under Striker because most of them will be quite fast because of the better tech. They can move quite fast, have quite reasonable armor, and dish out a decent amount of damage. And still, so they fall into that Striker category rather than going full scout like a Dasher or something like that. A lot of the lighter ones will do that. But you look here on Master Unit list, and there's 805 variants of BattleMechs. Now, as I said, there was about 15, I think, of just the Commando. So that's, there's a lot that have multiple variants.
That's all I need.
Yeah, that's all you need.
So
really.
Thanks. I'll leave you to...
I'll discuss the rest with myself, shall I? Yeah.
I'll go paint some
He's got his Commando and his Atlases, and he's just going to go do that, yeah. There's 229 combat vehicles.
Well, that sounds about right, though, because, just based on that description, there would be a lot of vehicles that could fit into that category.
A lot of my favourite hovercrafts come up as Strikers.
Yeah, they would.
So the Saladin Saracen Scimitar combo, they all come up as Strikers, or at least they have a majority of their variants that are Strikers. The Harasser missile platform, that's counted as a Striker. There's a bunch of VTOLs that count as strikers, the cavalry, the Vector, all that sort of stuff. What was one that I saw that was the Pegasus hover tank?
That's a good tank. That's been around for a while, but it's really good. I think when they had the upgraded technology, I think they put a tag on one of them.
It's quite possible.
So SRMs with tag.
Yeah. A lot of these things turned up with electronica on them after the updates and things.
Well, it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, put it on a vehicle. Good crew.
There's a few heavy hover tanks that hit around 50 tons. There's a few that are like a medium-sized tank. So like the Vedette, SM tank destroyer.
Are you only looking at Sphere ones there at the moment? Or is that the full list?
This is a full list.
Full list.
Yeah. I think there's a couple there. The Epona comes up as a striker.
I was going to say, yeah, because that speed and weapon loadout, holy crap,
it makes it a really solid
really,
striker.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a light mech hunter, really, but it comes out as a striker. There's 9 variants of infantry, which I found odd, but they're all mechanised platoons, and they're all mechanised hover platoons. So that actually makes sense.
That's right, yeah.
So there's 9 variants that are listed there. Again, don't forget, I've mentioned this a few times, but Sana and Master Unit list, somewhere along the line, things are going to be a bit weird, so just take it all with a pinch of salt. You might be able to find more stuff than this out there. There's 3 industrial mechs. There's 25 ProtoMechs.
Nice.
Which is, I mean, probably the thing that ProtoMechs would be best at would be as strikers, skirmishers, and scouts.
Is the Centaur on that list? Probably.
Yeah, there's 2 variants of the Centaur.
Was it the Prime or some other?
3 and the 4.
3 and the 4. Okay.
What are they? I can't remember what they were armed with.
Well, the Prime had like SRM, like a micro laser or something, and some LRMs. It was pretty good.
Yeah. So the 3. This is a 5-ton ProtoMech for those of you that don't remember.
Yeah. And if you don't, go watch our other videos.
Yeah, go watch our other videos.
Let's go learn all about ProtoMechs.
So the 3 is just a straight ER medium laser. It's a 6.9 movement. Yeah. And the 4 is 2 SRM1s and an AP Gauss. With 1 ammo for the SRMs. I guess that's a load each. Oh no, it's 20 shots.
20 shots.
Yep. And then 13 shots for the AP Gauss. And he's got a Myanmar booster in there for ProtoMech Myanmar booster. So that's, he's a 6.9 12.
Wow.
Youch.
That's nasty. Although, I did like 3. Nice and simple. A lighter version without jump, but a bit faster than the
Straight
Rock, which
ER
is nice.
medium laser, 5 heat, done, dusted, 6.9 move. He can chase down a Locust if he's careful. That's, I mean, they can go faster than you, but they've still got to manoeuvre and stuff, and you're just going straight through everything.
And there's 5 of you.
Yeah, and there's 5 of you chasing him down. There's 10 support vehicles as well there. And I just got hit by the words minigun cycle, so I'm enjoying that. There's many a time I wished when I had my motorcycle.
If you really hate pedestrians who are walking in your bike path area...
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
When I first got my motor, like the first couple of years of owning a motorcycle, I would have paid good money for a minigun on there somewhere.
You know who really would benefit from those? Rally car drivers. You know how many people jump out on the road there and they take pictures and stuff and get killed? It's like
dumb. It's dumb. But there you go. You're going to do dumb stuff. You're going to get dumb things happen to you.
Rally cars with a machine on the front, and it's just random people running on the road. It's like.
When I had my first computer that played proper games, I had the original Death Race game. Oh. So it was like polygonal cars, and you could outfit them with weapons and things, and you drive around the track. And I've loved those things since then. But once the driving controls got better, I got worse at it. So I don't play them anymore. Being a game, then, doesn't it? You actually have to be able to drive it properly instead of just moving the keys. It's like,
support vehicles. I suppose there would be some support vehicles.
There's some motorcycle type support vehicles. So The BattleMechs cap out at 65 tons. They go all the way from one that I found very interesting, which was the Pre-Seeker, which is a 15 ton. That's ultralight, right?
Yeah.
There he is.
It's like a gangly looking thing, but
it's kind of like a Dasher and a Vulture had a baby. Vulture the bird, not Vulture the
mech.
You
sort of had me excited there, but
it's got that big long nose like a locust.
Yeah. You
or
spin
a raven.
on it. Raven
mech, yeah. So it's a 12-18, which is very, very, very fast.
It's very fast.
Fed
with
Suns.
an XL engine. And an XL gyro.
Yeah, it's got XL pretty much everything. Sod all armor anywhere. Can't take a PPC hit without internals on any location.
Oh, it's got an XL except for the cockpit. Look at that.
Small cockpit and then 2 medium re-engineered lasers.
Any of you ProtoMech pilots looking for a ride upgrade where you don't have to curl up into a little fetal position?
Dear. But it goes from there all the way up to 55 tons, and then you've got the Loki at 65. So the Hellbringer rounds out. There's the Prime and the A, B, C, D, and F.
God, a whole heap of them.
All considered strikers.
Look, it hasn't got a lot of armor, as we know, but it does have a lot of tech on it.
Yeah.
And like the actual weapons and things like that are not crap. They're like PPCs or, large bore autocannons and stuff.
Yeah, it's got solid weaponry, but not like over the top. It's got solid armor, but not like over the top.
Yeah.
It's over half armor. It's 128 out of 211 on the Prime version. We're talking here.
Well, they're all pretty much the same.
All pretty much the same. They don't usually change the armor for the OmniMechs.
That's a shame. But people love it, eh? And there's people always fielding them because as a clan mech, they're still useful.
Yeah. It's a 5.8 move, so, I mean, that's not bad. And then a couple of PPCs, some medium lasers and stuff. But it's got the ECM suite, the targeting computer, the active probe, the anti-personnel pods.
So many pods, too. And machine guns.
Yeah.
Yeah, infantry won't go in here.
Oh, I've got one that you'll enjoy, infantry. If I wrote it down. I think I wrote it down.
Striker for that. Interesting. Yeah. I mean, in that particular case, sitting back and
the E and the H are not listed as strikers. So
the E's usually it's like not heavy, the ATMs, isn't it? For
something like that, yeah. Something like that. So the H is listed as a sniper because he's got the Ultra Act 5s and a PPC.
An LRM. Okay.
And an LRM. So he's a sniper out there. And then the E is a sniper as well. It's got the HAG.
Whoa.
HAG 20.
And 2
and
ER
an LRM
there you go. That's cool.
So
HAG 20, 2 ER large, and LRM 10. So it's got some good range. Because a HAG has a fairly decent range for what it is as well.
Yeah. It's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
But that's your kind of your range. So anywhere from 15 up to about 55 plus the Loki at 65. So they don't usually run in the heavy end, right? They're not usually the biggest on the battlefield, but they're very, very useful.
I think it's just how much damage they can put out and sort of how effective they are, speed and armor versus the weapons and the range they have.
Yeah.
If you've got a nice balance, and like you were saying before, if it's fast and does enough damage, it qualifies.
And there's some of my favourite mechs in here. So the Wolfhound, the Venom, there's was it the Viper, the Dragonfly with the clans? I do like that one.
That's fast. That's very fast.
What was the other one? There was another one that I really, really like. Oh, the Firestarter, of course, duh.
Oh, Natch.
So there's a bunch of versions of the Firestarter that are in there as strikers, and the Komodo strikers.
Yes.
Phoenix Hawk strikers. You can go on, right? Shadowcat strikers.
Commandos and Komodos.
Yeah.
It's hard to say fast, but it's such a good combination.
Komodos and Commandos.
And Commandos.
Yes.
Ghouls and goblins.
Oh, dear. Did you have any you wanted specifically to bring up?
Well, I had a look on your list there. And
okay.
There's some that so we can go. But just go down your list because I can
Well, which ones did you think? Well, I'll start at the top because this is one that I've seen before. I think it came up on a few other like master unit list runs while I was doing other units.
Yeah.
And that's the Wolfen. Now, I really like it because I've seen the movie. So,
That's it. You're basing it on the movie.
And it's Wolfen.
It's got wolf in it. So
it goes wolf, and it's also I'm pretty sure they made it as a clan wolf mech. So the
sounds like
A, C, E, and H. So the prime is listed as a scout, the B is listed as a scout, the D is a scout, and the E, right. So the ones that aren't strikers are listed as scouts. So that's where I've seen it before.
Right.
The Wolfen came up on my scout list, and then I crossed it off. I did something else.
As far as its weight and speed is concerned, it could qualify easily as a scout.
Yeah, so it's a 30-ton Omni. I'm pretty sure it was Clan Wolf. Yep. First introduced shortly before the clan's departure from its original occupation zone. Clan's exodus to the Lyran Commonwealth border would delay design production. But it's got... So we'll just look at the prime. It's the AC. So the A is a striker. It's a 10-15, which is really nice and fast.
Oh, that's fast, yeah.
28 heat dissipation, 14 doubles. It's got a double XL engine, which is, yeah. A, C, E, and H. So that's, it's got endo steel, but basically they built it to be able to get really, really close to things and, like, smash them hard. So it's got stealth armor, endo steel construction. It's got almost full coverage on its stealth armor, and it's just got one ERPPC with an ECM suite to run the stealth armor.
Right.
But a 10-15 move is with stealth armor and an ERPPC. That's nothing to sneeze at. That's solid.
Okay, so that's an Omni. So you can carry some battle armor on there. So that's good.
At 10-15.
If you want to use it as extra armor, I suppose you could if you want to be cheeky. But I wouldn't recommend that because it doesn't go with the spirit of things. But it is very expensive from BV, but you get what you pay for. But actually, I'm looking at the C-bill cost.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's 24 million C-bills.
The A variant that had the PPC on there is 23.5 million, and the C variant, which has 3 ER medium lasers and a targeting computer, along with all its stealth armor and all the other junk, that's 24.4, that's Timberwolf money.
I know, right? That's what I was looking at.
You can have a Timberwolf for the same amount. This one has 10 jump jets.
Movement 10 jump, I know.
So a 10-15-10. Is
with
just insane.
It's just But the thing is, that one doesn't have the long range weapons where A does.
Yeah, so A is just one really nice long range weapon and a fast move.
And you probably want to do that because an XL gyro and
an XXL engine.
It's like
yeah. But
I don't know. A commando is what 8 mil. I'm comparing everything to the Commando now because I'm waiting, and now we're talking strikers.
Let's have a look just quickly. How much does a Commando cost? Right, let's go in here. Come on, introductory.
Give me the cheapest.
Is it the 1D?
Yeah.
So
1.8 is pretty popular. What's that?
1.8, 1.89, 1.7. Non-box set stuff hits the 2s and 2.9s. The Com 9S is 5.7 mil. What's that got? That's SRM2s, MML3s, and a light PPC. That's pretty cool, actually.
Yes,
Supercharger too.
A supercharger.
71114.
5-7 grand. But look,
you can get most standard commandos for less than 2 mil. Right, so all the standard old school commandos, the introductory commandos, you can get for under 2 mil.
Okay.
Which means you can get basically 12 of them to take on one Wolfen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. Let's do that. Even if you put some funds towards trading the things, whatever, and you only get like, I don't know, maybe 2 lances worth.
If we get to 1,000 likes on this video, we'll do a Wolfen versus a regiment of commandos version.
We'll go Sea-Bills only, because Tarron likes his Sea-Bill battles. And we'll no.
Oh, that's messed up.
But
that is messed up.
It is very good. It's very fast.
And
like if you want to drop those battle armor off and things like that, it's just
with 3 ER mediums and a targeting computer, a 10 jump gets you in nice and close and does really solid damage really, really well.
Well, that's a +5. You jump 10. That's 4 for distance plus 1 for jumping. Let's jump into some woods, you know.
Jump into some woods and then blast somebody from there. Drop your battle armor in the woods.
Yeah.
Boom, bang, bomb.
Looks like you're doing something else in the woods, you know. But that's where you should do it.
What was the E and the H for the other two? So there's a variant with a clan supercharger.
Yes, look. There you go.
2 ER mediums, a micro pulse, and 2 ATM 3s.
ATMs, man. Seriously. So nice. And, yeah, targeting computer. Oh,
Targeting computer, case 2, ECM suite, obviously, because it's still got the stealth armor, and a supercharger, which takes it to a 10, 15, 20.
Nearly 29 mil. Oh. Now I can have my company of...
The H there is all heavy laser. So it's got a large and 2 medium improved heavies.
Whoa, that's a lot of damage.
At 10-15.
Whoa,
so,
that's a lot of damage.
But it's a cool looking little mech, and it's Clan Wolf, and they built it to do like certain things, and I just kind of like it. I thought it was cool.
But that last one, the H variant, oh my gosh. You go up against something that's like 30 tons or something and just fire with those. Yeah, it's a great looking mech.
He's funky looking mech.
It's cool, yeah. Good looking mech, and it's,
But it's fairly late on the scale as well. So it's all the variants are 31, 37.
Yeah.
So you got to play like Jihad and up to be able to use this. So, you know, it's apples and oranges by then, isn't it? You take 30, 25 commandos versus anything 31 something, and you're probably not going to do quite well.
Well,
but if you do C-Bill versions,
oh my gosh, yeah.
I mean, if you guys go back and have a look at my Madcap Money ones, and just look at the amount of stuff you can get for 24 million from the Inner Sphere. I mean, I had 3 lances basically of mixed and synergized stuff that you can get for under 24 mil.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's not bringing that down. I mean, he's going to do okay, but he's not bringing it down. No way in hell.
That's why they always recommend go buy BV instead of your C-Bills.
This is why you don't play C-Bills if you're going to cross tech boundaries, because it just doesn't work.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's
right. So did you want to pick one from the list there?
Well,
one that you thought of?
Oh,
yeah, I like that one. Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I like the next one that you had on your list too, but...
this one I love. This is great.
So we're going to have a look at the Lobo.
The Lobo is very, very cool.
Yeah, so we're on, like, it's a 40 ton, so it fits within what we want. There are, I think, 3 variants of it. Yeah.
I think there were only 3. So there's the original and the 2 and the 3. Yep. Yeah. This is the one that was anti-infantry. Yeah. So
let's see
the standard. I'm pretty sure it's all 3 of them come through as strikers. Actually, I better check. Was it 40 tons?
No, it's a brawler. The standard is
standard's a brawler.
So it must be the others.
I think there's 2 L Tarron. Jeez. Now, so the Lobo, the 2, and the 3 are all listed here as strikers.
Okay, well...
But in Mega Mech Lab, the standard comes up as a brawler, and so do both of the variants.
All right, well, let's have a look at standard. We're talking about strikers and what qualifies, so let's see.
So, again, this is the sort of thing...
Right at the top, what do we got? So we've got 40 tons...
1.7... 1,700 BV.
So 6.9, so speed-wise it's good.
Good.
XL
20
engines,
dissipation.
Standard gyro...
Endo steel and almost full cover ferrofibrous.
Okay, so not quite full. But, I mean, we're talking, 3 points?
Yeah, 3 points short of full is nothing.
So the armor's good.
Taking pretty good solid damage on every location except rear and head, obviously. But he can survive a PPC to most locations quite well.
Yeah. So weapon loadout. What do we all?
They went heavy laser, heavy, basically. I seem to remember there was a thing behind the Lobo, but there's 2 heavy medium lasers, a heavy small laser, and then you've got an ER large laser and 2 ATM 6s.
Sorry, two heavy medium lasers.
Yeah, 2 heavy medium lasers, a heavy small laser, and 1 ER large.
2 ATM 6. Oh, I forgot I had the anti-missile system. That's right.
Yeah, and an anti-missile system.
Oh,
so
good,
it's pretty good. That's it. Yeah. So this one was designed as a companion to the Timberwolf, but so Natasha Kerensky and Felon Ward developed the linebacker, apparently.
Yeah.
Yep. And so the guy that is like their rival, he never really liked it very much, so he decided to design this. And the original didn't have the ATMs. He was trying to make it work. And then when they came out with they developed their tactical missile launcher, he went, right, I want those. We're going to put them in this thing. And he started building this. So this is the variant that he made that. It's it's not bad.
How many tons has it got for ammo, please?
So there's 1, 2. So there's an extended range ton, there's a high explosive ton, and then you've got 2 standard tons, so and 1 ton of anti-missile.
Yeah, so plenty of
you got
variety.
Options.
Yeah, plenty.
You got options. It's so good. So you got 20 standard and 10 each of high explosive and extended range, 10 shots of each. So that's not bad.
I don't know. The linebacker's okay, you know, but
I quite like it.
But I really like this Lobo.
It is very cool. So the 2 is basically the same thing. It's basically the same thing. They just changed the weapon. So it's got 2 plasma cannons, ER medium lasers, 2 ER medium lasers, 2 AP Gauss rifles, and 1 large pulse laser. So it alters it a little bit. And then the 3 is the anti-infantry one. So he's got all standard again. Everything's the same, movement and heat and all that. But he's got 2 machine gun arrays in the arms. Each one's 4 standard machine guns. Then he's got a medium pulse laser, a pair of AP Gauss rifles, 2 Streak SRM4s, and an ER PPC. So he can wipe out infantry, and he can do quite well against mechs as well.
Oh, yeah. But that's 2, 2, and 2 from an array that hits, all in the same location.
Yeah.
That's so handy, though.
Yeah.
You know, 8 damage. It's still 8 damage in one location, but 2, 2, 2, and 2
at a time.
So nice.
Yeah.
Problem is, they didn't make this an Omni. It's a second line.
It's a second line,
and that's why the linebacker ends up getting it, because it's a front line.
But these all hover around like 1,1800 BV. So, I mean, they're relatively cheap for clan mechs. That's not too bad. The Wolfen was like 1,700.
Yeah, that's right.
So, you know.
So it does. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's so much damage. It is. It's a great mech. It looks cool. And it's got like some really good options for weapons and weapon loadouts. It's good.
And they're all like 3059 to 3070. So you got to bring your timeline up a little bit, but not too much.
I'd be quite happy with the standard version. Standard version's good.
The standard version is a solid little mech. It does quite well. Well, before you pick it then, I think it was... I can't remember whether it was Comtio or Comto or something. It might not actually show up if I remember. Yeah, so it's a 40-ton Comtio clan, but it's not going to show up on here. Okay. There's only 1 entry for it, though, which is... I found a bit... It draws my attention because it means it's weird.
Well, it's probably in a source book or something.
Yeah, but take a look at this guy. When I saw him, I went, well, I got to talk about that guy.
Wow.
So apparently...
God, it looks a lot like the Akuma.
Yeah, so it's kind of a Ghostberry type feel.
Whoa.
It does look very Ghostberry. It's got the claws, and those are the primary things. Now, apparently, somebody used it in a trial or something. Yeah. So, have you heard the name Ramiel Becker? Ramiel Becker?
No.
Oh, okay. So I think he was like a Ghostberry type person, but he had an encounter with an actual ghost bear. Oh yeah, so he's from Clan Ghost Bear and Clan Wolf. Moves around apparently. I'm not going to read the whole thing. If you want lore, you can look it up. But he used this mech in a combat trial.
Okay,
right? And
one
you
of the
can,
many trials.
You can tell from the you can tell from the picture of the mech that it's very heavily physical combat focused, right? So it's got a pair of claws with triple strength Myanmar backing it up. It's quite fast too. I think it was it's a 280 rated XL engine, and it can do up to 118. And then with all its speed enhancements, it can do 172. So 17. So to be what a 711, 17, something like that, which is just outrageous.
711-14 if it's
711-14
or triple strength.
It's got triple strength Myanmar, and I think there's one variant that has another thing that ups its speed. Like it might have a supercharger or something.
Probably, it sounds like it. Yeah.
Yeah, so the use of a supercharger and TSM momentarily sprint at speeds of 172 k's an hour, which usually puts it around 17 movement points. It's just ridiculous. I love it. I reckon it's great, but it isn't very clan. So he got a lot of flack because he basically impaled his opponent with the claws. He pretty much killed the dude like straight through the cockpit with the claws. But
yeah, that was a bit unsporting.
You go, that's crap. You're being very unclan and dishonourable right now. But holy crap, did you mess him up? So we want some.
Yeah, we're
just not going to be happy about it.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah. Well, the fact that they're using what was an inner sphere technology, the triple strength Myanmar.
Yeah. So they've apparently it's primarily an export mech, but they're making it in conjunction with the Capellan Confederation.
There's someone you can trust.
Yeah. So it's got stealth armor, triple strength Myanmar, a supercharger, and then they give it what were the weapons? It was all pulse lasers. Yeah. So there's 2 medium pulse lasers, 1 micro pulse laser, and 6 ER small lasers.
Yeah, so he definitely wants to get up close.
So you are charging in, firing everything, getting your heat up to that like 9 or 10 area where you want it to be for triple strength, and you are just pounding people with those claws because that doubles the damage. I'm pretty sure that works for claws. It's just insane. It's very cool. And if you guys look it up, Kontio, Kontio, and just have a look at that little picture on Sana there, he's a beast. I love it.
All those small lasers.
6 of them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's 5 damage each for only 2 heat, but it's like...
But with that and a micropulse and pulses, it's very easy to game your heat level to get the triple strength Myanmar working just the way you want it to.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think that was the same thing behind the T-Sang for the Capellans when that first came out, because they had lots of little lasers, so you could refine it. It was
that's they tried to do something like that with the Night Sky, but I think they messed it up a little bit because they used all bigger lasers. It was all medium pulse and stuff.
Yeah. So, two big Gus rifles as well.
Yeah,
they don't generate much heat, but the damage is good.
So lots and lots of little lasers. You want to get in very, very close, and you've got the speed to do it. You've got stealth armor, so you're covered while you're getting up there a bit, and it just I love it. I reckon it's great. I want 3.
So there are a lot of a lot of the, as you were saying before, a lot of the earlier versions of mechs, like long-standing designs, like Wolverines and
Yep.
and the Griffin. I think the Griffin.
There's a few variants of the Griffin in there. Yep.
The Trebuchet. Did they make a version of the Trebuchet that was a striker? I know it's got LRMs primarily, and that was like a support thing.
Possible. I might just look that up as Trebuchet because I honestly can't remember.
I know that it's got mostly missiles, as I was saying, but
I think there is a closer run variant of the Trebuchet. I'm fairly certain. I've looked at most of them, so...
Yeah, didn't they swap some out to have, like, SRM launchers? I think that's probably the one that was...
So there's a couple that are built as snipers. There's one that's... there's a couple that are built as skirmishers. There's 4 that are built as skirmishers. And then there's one there that's built as a striker. The 9K. Yeah. I was sure I remembered... that. There you go. I had a little bit of...
Curitan, maybe?
Yeah, it might be. So the 9K...
We'll have a PPC on there somewhere, I'm sure. They love their PPCs. Well, who doesn't, you know?
Oh, why would you not? All right, so this is a 3059 to 3064. 50 tons, 585, so it's one of the variants with jump jets.
Yeah, good.
MRM 20s, 2 medium pulses and a medium laser.
MRM 20s?
And a C3 slave.
Yeah.
That'll be why I know it, because it has a C3 slave.
MRMs are good, because you can't do indirect fire with them. So you're going from a missile support thing to a, I'm going to unload this into your face.
He's still doing the SRM thing.
Yes.
And he's getting in there close and firing all his missiles off. He's just doing it with, like, practically, well, basically double the amount. I think the original only has, like, 2 10s, doesn't he? Or is it Trebuchet 2 15s?
2 15s or something. But still, like MRM 20s, all right. If you have a good pilot in there to adjust the shooting penalty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be good. The armor, you'd have to sort of treat it a little bit like the Hellbringer, because it hasn't got as much for its weight.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 LRM 15s on the original.
Yeah. What's that? 49 points of armor short.
Yeah.
So yeah, that can add up.
But this one, the 9K that counts as a striker is 144 armor out of 169.
69, yeah.
He's got the XL engine, which sucks. Endo steel, which is okay.
Well, if you're in a sphere, it's pretty much a given.
But 20 heat dissipation means he can run and fire both his MRMs if he wants to, and one of his pulse lasers without building heat up, and he's generating C3 information as well with the slave, and he's case protected, so the 3 tons of ammo for the MRMs are safe, which is good. Yeah. I mean, the Trebuchet is just all round a cool mech.
Well, the fact that there is a version that's striker, because that would be quite good. You'd match that up with some other mechs that can keep up with it.
Yeah.
With some, you don't even really need to go with LRMs. Although it's got a slave, so I don't know.
I mean, if you modify a version or find a version in there with a slave that has the LRMs, then you've got that synergy there.
You can just do it without doing it.
Yeah.
You know, that's the great thing about those.
As long as you're willing to stand your Trebuchet on a hill to use the direct fire C3, there's no reason you can't have this guy run forward and the other guy stay back and up. All good. Speaking of originals, this is apparently the original variant of the OmniMech. So the Dark Crow, I'm pretty sure it was this, or was it the Coyote? It was the Coyote.
It was the Coyote, because that's a...
Clan Coyote.
Yeah.
I thought I put them in the other order then. So no, yeah, Coyote.
I don't know, this one being fairly far. Yeah.
So 711s at 40 tons, ERPPC, Streak 4, LRM 10 and a medium pulse laser. But this is like the Origidig Clan OmniMech. Clan Coyote developed this one first. This was the first one they did. So it is a little bit crappy, but...
You sure? I don't know. Well, I mean, the armor's pretty much max.
Yeah, the armor's basically max. It's 1 point shy.
Less, so, you know...
It's got 22 heat dissipation, and it can probably generate... he can run and fire his ERPPC and his LRM and not do too badly. He's got a ton for the Streak and a ton for the LRM. And then he's got ERPPC and medium pulse, so he's not having problems on the prime there.
Yeah, so enough speed. Again, being an Omni, can carry the battle armour.
Yeah.
So 711.
So the A gets jump jets, so 711-7. And a large pulse, a small pulse, and 2 streak 4s, which is pretty good.
Yeah, that's all right.
And these are all, like, under 2,000, not by much in a couple of cases, but under 2,000. That's still a striker? I don't know. The B doesn't have a listing there. Let's have a look. What are we? 40 tons for the Kyoto. Yeah, there's so many that are like 35 or 40 tons. You've got to go for ages to get through them. So the Prime, the A, the B, and the D are all listed here as strikers. So the B is technically listed as a striker. So that's an Ultra Act 10, an ER medium, and an SRM 6 on a 711 move.
That's okay.
Which isn't too bad.
Put Inferno rounds on that, you'll be right.
And then the D is a 711-14, so he'll have a supercharger most likely. Yep. Streak LRM 10, improved heavy large laser, AP Gauss rifle, and a tag, a clan tag.
And a targeting computer.
And a targeting computer and a supercharger, yeah. So, not bad.
Busted. But how much? C-bills, come on, that's got a lot of advances.
14 million.
14 million!
So the Prime is only 9.2. The other 3 variants that are listed under Clan Total War are around the 9.5, 9.8. And then the D just bounces straight up to 14 mil. So, yeah.
It's just got everything on it. Though.
But the superchargers, the targeting computers, they all cost a lot.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Anything that has a weight and size dependent on other things will quite often end up being quite expensive, depending on what you put it in. I just thought, well, that one's a cool looking one as well. And it is it's the original Clan Coyote OmniMech. So I thought it was worth a mention. Only 4 variants of it are strikers. But, you know, such is life. Yeah,
then they went on to design the others with the first generation of Omnis.
And that one basically just faded right out after that. But the C and the D are listed there as 3140s production years. Yeah. So, I mean, they brought it back and did some funky stuff with it. They made it cost 14 mil for a start.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Well, you know, the travel distance and stuff between planets.
Was there another one on my list that you were looking at?
No,
not really?
No.
Okay. Let's do a couple more here. The Dark Crow was one. I just mentioned it because I thought it was the one I wanted, but it wasn't. So let's go there. It's only one variant. Again, that sticks out to me. Something in that goes, hey, this one might be funky. So the 3 variant of the Dark Crow, which is experimental, and I think there was some sort of story behind this. So 3084 698. 23 heat dissipation. He's got an XXL engine, which sucks, but there you go.
Yeah.
Endo composite internal and ferrolamellar armor, but he's a solid nearly 70 points short on his armor.
Yeah,
73. So he's not very heavily armored, but a 698 is pretty good. It's the partial wing that does it. Okay, so he's got rotary Act 2s, 2 rotary Act 2s, and an improved heavy medium laser in each torso. 2 tons of ammo for the Act 2s, and then for some reason he's got a ton of liquid storage. Oh, this is why this one stuck out. This is why. Now, do you remember I was talking to you about the quirk?
Yeah.
So this one has a design quirk that I hadn't seen before. It's got low-mounted arms. And so what happens is instead of having your arms mounted up at the shoulder, they mount them lower down on like the hips or around the stomach area, like in the middle of the torso sort of thing. And you get, it's not really a benefit because it's like you can't shoot over cover. So all arm-mounted weapons on the BattleMech are fired from one level above the terrain instead of 2 levels as normal. In addition, the unit's arms are covered by partial terrain or water as though they were legs. Which means that, 1, your arms skip hits when you're behind a hill, the same way your legs normally do, but you can't fire out from behind a hill. So there's something in front of you that's only level 1. You can see over it, but you can't shoot your arm-mounted weapons past it.
Torso weapons are still...
Torso weapons are fine,
arms.
Just the arms. But this guy's built with the rotary Act 2s in the arms. So this is definitely a negative quirk. It's a point rebate of 2. So it gets you 2 quirk points back, so you can put a different quirk in there.
Extra long arms, that's what you put on. I shoot around the hill.
Hyper extension of the actuators or whatever it is, yeah.
Telescopic.
So you can't shoot past a hill, and if you're in water and your arms have been damaged, then they'll blow up, which is bad, and you can't fire them out. So yeah,
but I don't know, man. If you've got your weapons in the torso and you're hiding behind that hill and they're shooting at you though, you're hitting the arms. Yeah. There's two locations for arms, so that's pretty good. So legs and arms are not being hit. Like, what's that, 4 locations out of the 12?
Yeah.
Something like that?
Yeah, so it's something like that, yeah. I think you've got 2 leg and 2 arm hit locations. I'm pretty sure. But, I
don't know. That under the right circumstances, that could be good.
Yeah.
You know?
And this one is listed as a striker, so it's meant to be out there running around and like doing stuff, picking things off and moving around with scouts and following vehicles and all that sort of stuff, right? It's doing those sort of things. So it's not really meant to be hiding behind cover the whole time, right? You want things like your sniper variants. You put them on a hill behind a level 1 thing or in a forest or in water or whatever, and you fire out from there. You use your arm-mounted weapons like that. With the strikers and the skirmishers and the scouts, you're moving around and you're taking pot shots as you move. So that isn't as big a downside as you might think, but it's still, and yeah, if you're taking a lot of damage on your arms, you just move in behind a hill and they can't hit you there.
Yeah, true.
That works.
How expensive is it?
That is 42 million.
Almost 43 million.
42.999.
4.
As endocomposite and ferrolamella.
Yeah, no, it's okay. I'll just take
improved
standard mass commandos again. I'm sorry.
42 million for a 55-ton mech. It's ridiculous. But yeah,
that's the pilot to practice bracing.
So you can see him there. Look, see how they're mounted on the hips.
Yeah, it is.
It's weird, eh?
God, he'd be good in the Wild West. Shoot from the hips.
Shoot
put
from
a big
the
hole through a.
It looks kind of like a griffin if you took the arms, made them Warhammer arms, and stuck them on his hips. That's what it looks like to me, and that was why I put it on my list. It looks weird, and it's got something odd about it.
If those were like cranes or something, you could just walk up behind a mech, pick it up, and just walk away with it. Yeah, give it a Heimlich or something. Pop the pilot out.
Oh dear. There was a Hell's Horses variant there that I wanted to have a look at. I think it's this one.
Is that the quad? There's a
No. That is anything but a quad. Look at him.
Wow. Looks like not a commando mech, but he looks like some sort of special ops. But it's a full-size mech.
Yeah. He looks like a dude with a gun.
Yeah.
Like in Terminator armor or something.
What year is that one?
3083.
Oh.
Second line, if I remember correctly. But it's Clan Hell's Horses. They needed a light battle mech for supporting their combat vehicles. They were influenced by the Pack Hunter and the Hussar.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's designed for speed and carries a single weapon, but is armored with 7 tons of standard armour.
Well, it's 35 tons, so yeah, that's probably about right.
Oh, that sounds like Puppy's back from his walk.
Yes.
So the Prime has a large pulse laser, an ECM suite, an active probe, and a tag.
Okay.
And that's
it. Just
undeniably a good solid mech. A 711-7 XL engine, which sucks, but 20 heat dissipation.
711-7 is nice.
711-7 is good. The XL engine is not always nice, but he's got solid armor coverage. It's like 7 points shy of a full coverage.
Accurate weapon, no ammo, ECM, active probe, tag. Yeah. Was that 1300 BV on the nose?
Yeah,
according to that.
6 million. In case you're was that 63 million? No, it's 6 million.
6 mil. There you go.
Yeah. And I think that's or was that the only version that was a...
Well, that mech won't have any problems taking out some commandos for its C-bill price.
No, so the 2 and the 3 are both strikers as well. So that was the standard. And then the advanced, I think... Oh no, experimental has the 2. So still a 711-7, but we've moved up to 3084. Improved heavy medium laser, light tag, because they wanted to alter things around a bit. Still has the ER large pulse. Oh no, it was a large pulse in the other one. It's ER large in this one.
ER large pulse laser.
ER large pulse laser is like an experimental higher tech one. That's just
and the watchdog
insane
system.
The watchdog system, instead of having both ECM and active probe, they've just got the watchdog. I reckon it's a solid mech.
You youngsters with your new technology and stuff, back in my day it was the PPC. That was it. Now it's all supercharged engines and stuff.
Yeah.
No, it has come a long way. It's really good.
There's a 3 listed as well, but I can't find it on Mega Mech Lab. So what's Sana say that's got? That's like an odd one. It's got something called an interface cockpit that I have no idea what it is. But it's still got large pulse laser, active probe, ECM suite. And I think it's got basically all the rest the same. They just changed the cockpit for something that's odd. There's no listing on it there on Sana, which means I can't find a reference in tech manual or anything like that.
No, okay.
But there's a Hell's Horses one for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just because I went there and saw that and went, oh, he's cool looking. What does that do?
Well, there's a whole bunch out there, really, isn't there? There's a whole bunch out there under this category. You're really spoilt for choice. Yeah. It doesn't matter which era as well. You're bound to find something.
Yeah. This is my last one. The Rakuro Kubi, which is...
another experimental. 3135.
Yeah, but it's a Draconis Combine one. And it looks like a little samurai warrior. See him?
Oh, yeah. It's got the flag on the back and everything.
So it's all designed after the old Japanese medieval scale armour stuff.
I've seen the miniature, actually, the metal miniature that Iron Metals have done. Yeah, it's nice.
And he's been basically just designed for the younger guys, the dudes that are out there trying to make a name for themselves, to get in there and do some stuff. And this is that the 4T? Yep, that's the 4T. So it's got a single weapon and a sword. So light AC-5 with 2 tons of ammo, so he can alter his ammo bins, get some funky stuff going, and then a sword. And so it was basically meant to run in and start messing people up. It's a 710 move.
It should be 711. Is it because it's got hardened armour?
Yeah, the hardened armour drops one off.
Right.
But the XL engine brings it up. So the 710 is just because you've got a really, really fast mech that then has to drop 1 point because of the hardened armour. But hardened armour at 108 out of 119. So almost full coverage of hardened armour.
Yeah. That's nice.
That is solid.
That is very nice, yeah.
So just for reference, his center torso has 16 points, which technically is 32 points of damage it has to take before you breach it.
Yeah.
Which is...
That's really good.
That's 2 clan PPC hits, dead center, and it's still not breached on a 35-ton mech.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good.
It's still moving pretty good. 10, if as long as you're not turning or whatever, you'll get your +4 bonus at that speed if you can get that far.
And it's under 1,000, like a smidge under 1,000 BV, and it's only 5.8 million C-bills, seeing as we're interested in that.
Yeah. Well, I think that would kill 2 of the commandos without any problems. I think 2 or 3 commandos.
I don't know why they gave it 20 points of heat dissipation. I don't think it has TSM or anything like that. I'm fairly certain it doesn't. But they've given it, for some reason, 10 double heat sinks.
Yeah, well, I'd rather have doubles if I could.
Yeah, I mean, they've got the space for it, and it's probably just the 10 that come with the engine, so it's probably not going to be over anything. But, I mean, the light AC only generates 1 point of heat, and running only generates 2.
Yeah.
So...
Infernos, man. there's a lot of infantry out there just waiting to shoot you.
You're just spoiling my fun, that's what it is.
No, I spent a whole game with my commando not being able to do anything because you just lit him up. Lit him up with Infernos.
If you want to have fun, muck around with people's heat levels, it's just the best. It's the best.
And swords are good, so you're doing punch with a +1 or something.
Yep,
so
and you can aim it with the extras. And at 998 BV, you can adjust your piloting and stuff and still get him into a lance without mucking around too much.
That's right. Yeah.
So the 4T and the 4X and the 4K, they're all listed as strikers. So what's the 4K got? 710 again, hardened endosteel. He's just got the ERPPC.
There you go.
And a sword. And that is where the double heat sinks come in. That's why they gave it to him.
That's what I'm talking about. Good range, damage, yeah.
And that's how you tell it's a Curiton one, because it doesn't last long before they stick a
that's right,
somewhere. And then the 4X is as well, and that's 8-12-16. And it's got ballistic reinforced armor this time. And I think that's against... It's either just ballistic or it might be ballistic and explosive, but I can't remember ballistic reinforced.
I don't know. Just go hard and then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, then you don't have to worry about it. But he's an 8-12-16, so supercharger.
Yes.
And, all of that. ERPPC clan variant, which is cool. Now, this one's 31-36, so this is after all the jihad and everything, and there's clanners living in Curiton space, so they've mucked around with stuff. He's got a Guardian ECM and a small vibro blade instead of his sword. But still, 8-12-16 with an ERPPC, a clan ERPPC and a vibro blade.
Well, 15 to 1 location, that's nothing to sniff at.
Yeah, he's getting in there and messing you up. I can't remember what the small vibro blade does. I think it's sword damage if it's off, and like... have to have a look.
Vibro blade.
Small vibro blade. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The 12 BV for a small vibro blade. 3 tons, 1 crit. And it doesn't give like damage and stuff here, but I think the small was like X amount per ton, the same way a hatchet and a sword are, but if you turn it on, it does a set amount, but something else.
Oh, okay, because they've got medium and large versions, haven't they?
We did do a workshop on the vibro blade, so switch back to that and have a look, and then you can tell me where I went wrong.
A large vibro blade. Look
but
at that.
That's the last one I've got on my list, but there's so many, like...
Oh, we barely touched
solid,
it. There's so much.
Old school mechs. The Clint is in there.
Yeah, Clint.
There's a heap of Clint variants. The Phantom, Pouncer, heaps of variants of those. A Vulcan, that's not one you see very often anymore, but it's out there.
It's not bad, but some of the variants need some work.
The Grendel, Mongrel.
Yeah, that's fast.
That's a solid little clan mech. That is very solid, and I think that's all of the variants that show up as that.
Yeah, its weapon loads make sense.
The Goshawk, the one that Keith had at the big battle.
Yeah,
that's listed as a striker.
Yeah.
So he was doing exactly what it was supposed to do, basically, except when
get in there and get shot.
Yeah, except when he turned his back to people, then it was yeah. But it was doing what it was meant to do. Yeah. But there's a boatload of variants of the Phoenix Hawk, and the Shadow Hawk, and a bunch of the other like Hawk ones.
Yeah, yeah.
But look, Stealth's a fun one.
If any of you have got the Armoured Combat box set with the 8 mechs in there, you'll find that you can get a fair amount of them to come out as Striker.
Yeah, there's a few of those. Yeah, the Night Sky's listed as a Striker too. That's cool.
Yeah,
all good. But, yeah, there's a lot of them.
So that's it. So just look at a mech that hits hard, is quite flexible. I mean, they are. I mean, when you sit down to design a mech, you'd want it to sort of do all the best, but
And you got to remember, these guys are meant to be working in conjunction. So running one out against a whole bunch of like variant things is probably not going to go well for you. But if you have like a lance of them or something, and you take them and use them to distract, to get different angles, to do that sort of stuff, you can do some serious damage with them.
Yeah, serious damage.
And like I say, the for the combat vehicles with the hovercrafts, all of the hovercraft variants that I like are basically are skirmishers.
Strikers.
Strikers, sorry. Not
there's a lot. There are a lot of skirmishers, which is what we're talking about.
Most of the ones that I really like are striker variants.
They're strikers, yeah, like the.
Sorry, I got the wrong one there.
No, that's all right.
I faded. I was looking at my screen because I thought I cracked it, but it's my background, so it's okay. You idiot, Tarron. It's okay. I hadn't actually focused on that section of the screen before. Weird. But I was looking up there just then and thought, holy crap, I've cracked my screen. No, I haven't. My wolf's doing me bad. All good. All right, are we cool?
That's good, man. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that gives people an idea of what to look at. So go and have a look, listen to all the other podcasts, if you haven't already, and just see the different things. And then just, it helps you to pick out, like your lance. If you're going to build a lance, it's really cool.
And like I said, this is technically going to be the last one that we do for the roles. So, I mean, we'll probably come up with something. I've got a few ideas for things that we can probably do as longer form stuff. But if you've got a specific thing, I don't know what sort of stuff, but if you've got a specific thing that you want us to talk about, then feel free to chuck a comment down. Let us know, and we'll have a think about it. I make no promises, so that I tell no lies. And we'll see how we do.
Well, that's good. Thank you for letting me come along to this, because it gave me a chance to have a look at, but some of the designs and things like that. It gave me a chance to sit down and really sort of look at what each of them can do, so as to which category they're going to be in.
And BattleTech is one of those cool systems where even people who have been playing it for decades can go, holy crap, I've never seen that one before.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's just so much fun. I love looking for all these little weird ones that nobody knows about or that nobody's seen. It just makes me happy.
We have to talk about it, obviously.
Yeah, I got to put it in there. It's got to make it like an hour and 40 minutes because I just keep finding this stuff. But it's all good. All right, so we're going to call that there, and we're going to come up with something else that we can do while we wait for you guys to pick a topic that we can dribble crap about.
That's right.
Does that sound good for an outro? Yep, that's an outro. Cool. Okay. All right, you guys stay groovy, and we'll see you in the next one.